we use the benchmark data in a variety of ways. I think if you starting at a very high level, from a board perspective, part of my role along with our CEO is sort of to craft the narrative to help with our board understand. Our board is not probably unique to, I'm sure a lot of people on this call's board or ownership groups or whatever that structure may be, is that we have a mix of folks that have some deep restaurant experience in there and operational experience, and we have some folks that are not operators, they're not restaurant folks, and so we try to make sure that we're providing the proper context to our data, our internal data, by benchmarking that against some of the black box data. Typically, we'll be using that for traffic data, average check, pricing, as I talked about. And, we'll be looking to just sort of, geographic dispersion and kind of how we're performing in those various markets. What I like about, the black box data that we use, what's nice is that, our brand is somewhat uniquely positioned. So we are, I like to say, pizza centric. Been around since 1974. It's the iconic kind of Chicago style stuffed pizza, and that's what we do. But I am not looking to Pizza Hut or Domino's, right? If I'm trying to understand necessarily what's going on in my business. Now, the nice part is I can do that. So if I want to focus in specifically on, say, our delivery carryout business in the suburbs, then looking at someone like a Pizza Hut or Domino's or those types of competitors can help me understand those trends a little more. But I'm very full service dining room centric, particularly in some of my larger locations here in Chicago and some tourist locations we have throughout the U.S. and places like Orlando and Vegas. And so, I want to toggle to, a different comp set if I'm really truly trying to understand that piece of the business, which much more closely aligns to kind of full service casual dining, right? So I think the segmentation and being able to kind of drill into, what's going on in various premises, whether it's, on or off, and kind of really understand the more nuanced aspects of our business. We'll take sort of that broad lens, but then I think it's helpful too to kind of, narrow it down. And, for us, we're a mix of corporate and franchise owned. We're 60 units. We're in about 8 states. I've got a heavy concentration, here in Illinois, particularly in the Chicago area. We view the world through kind of the lens that we look at it through in our business. And so I think it's helpful to be able to kind of widen that out and really, truly kind of understand. If you're not a, 300, 400, 500 unit operator, like the reality is that you don't have really enough scale to kind of truly understand, and particularly if you're heavily concentrated in one geographic area, kind of what are the broader macros doing and kind of where do you sit within those. So we use the data to kind of widen that lens out from a board presentation standpoint, and then to kind of help inform our decisions around menu change, pricing, marketing strategies. And so, for us, it's very helpful to be able to kind of post-marketing programs, say, measure ROI on those programs, because, we'll do typically maybe some A/B testing or kind of a pre-post net of control analysis. It helps you just sort of understand, okay, what was the broader changes going on in the market during that time period, and making sure that you're not kind of getting a head fake and thinking that, a marketing initiative that you were driving was really helping to push positive same store sales when perhaps the trend was already kind of moving that way anyway, and you could see that across the broader portfolio. So for somebody like us, a mid-market where, I'm never going to have enough units to really be able to surround myself in enough comfort because there's just too many anomalies in the data, being able to benchmark against kind of a broader data set is really helpful.